Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some Philly cheese steak quesadillas. I just made that with some steak, green bell peppers, and some yellow onion. So I'm first just going to work on chopping up the veggies. I'm going to chop part of a yellow onion and 1 green bell pepper. I am just going to chop all of these into small strips. Once I'm done cutting the vegetables, I'm going to work on cutting up a steak. I just have this little leftover piece of steak that I unthawed. I'm just going to cut that up into kind of thin strips as well. I think making quesadillas out of any leftover meat that you have is such a great idea and works really well. I have my pan set to medium-high heat with some oil in it heating up. I'm just going to drop in my veggies first. I'm going to cook everything separately. I like having these on kind of high heat, that way they get a little nice and charred but not too soggy. I just absolutely love the smell of bell peppers and onions cooking together. This is also such a quick and easy weeknight meal, but is a little bit of a step up from just plain quesadillas. Once those were my desired texture, I just removed them to a clean bowl, and next I'm going to work on cooking up the steak. I just added in a little bit more oil. I'm not seasoning the steak until it's basically done, that way the seasonings don't burn. I am just going to cook the steak until it is all the way cooked through. Once it is basically done, I'm going to season with some Cajun seasoning and some adobo everything seasoning. Next, it is time to assemble the quesadillas. I'm just going to work in halves. So I'm going to spread out some Monterey Jack cheese and then lay down some of the veggies, the bell peppers and onions. And then I'm going to top with some of the steak and then a different cheese. This is just a Mexican shredded blend. So next I'm just going to put some butter on the pan, let that heat up, and then place my quesadilla down. I may have walked away too long on this quesadilla, but it's okay. I just cooked the other side a little bit less. I really like to make sure I get the bottom part of the quesadilla nice and crisp. This is how the quesadillas turned out. I just served it with some sour cream and guacamole. The husband absolutely loved this. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some sticky jalapeno chicken, and this was such a winner. We cannot wait to make this again. For the recipe, I'm just going to use 2 jalapenos. We didn't end up using all of it, but it was better just to have enough. I'm just going to cut them into little rounds, keep the seeds on them. Next, I'm going to use 1 chicken breast. If you want to have extras or just make more than enough, definitely use 2 chicken breasts because we definitely went through all of this. So you basically just want to cut up the chicken into small, nice, bite-sized pieces, maybe about 1 inch. This chicken does have a little bit of a coating, so I'm just going to put it into a kind of a container, dry it off, make sure it's not wet with chicken juices anymore, and then I'm just going to pour in some flour. I'm not going to do a full egg wash. I am just going to make sure the chicken is nice and coated. Next, I'm going to make my own sauce. I'm just going to take some soy sauce, some hoisin sauce. People say this is like a Japanese barbecue sauce. Some gochujang sauce. This is just another spicy sweet sauce. And then I also used some honey. Feel free to taste it as you go. I'm going to work on cooking up the jalapenos in just a little bit of olive oil. I have my pan just on medium heat in my wok. I love this thing, and I'm just going to cook the jalapenos until they are slightly softened. If you've ever cooked jalapenos like this, you know just like how spicy the air gets. Once those were done, I removed them to a clean bowl again. And next I'm going to work on like lightly pan frying the chicken. I just have a little bit of oil in my wok, and then I'm just going to really dump all the chicken in. If I did 2 chicken breasts, I would do this in separate batches, but this worked just fine. I do have my pan a little bit higher for this because I want to get a nice crust on this. The key is to let the chicken kind of just sit in one spot for a minute to kind of get nice and brown, and then keep tossing it around. Once the chicken was done, I just drained off the rest of the oil as much as I could. It's okay if there's like a teeny bit left in it. I'm now just going to add in my sauce, this really nice thick glazy sauce. It was so delicious. I just turned my heat up again to about medium, let the sauce cook and coat the chicken. My mouth is watering just looking at this. At this point you can add the jalapenos in. I did not because I didn't want to make it too spicy, so we just served it kind of with it. This is how everything looked when it was done. We just served it with some white rice, and again, this is so good. Highly recommend. The last dinner I'm going to be showing you, I just made some tacos dorados or crispy tacos. This is a go-to of ours. We absolutely love this. I am just going to use 1 chicken breast for this. If we were going to have leftovers, I would have done 2. I'm just going to shred it and lightly season. I'm also going to add in some shredded cheese, of course. These are super simple to assemble and cook. I just warmed up the tortillas in a little bit of water and in the microwave, filled with chicken and topped with some more cheese, of course, and then I'm just kind of folding them up and laying them against each other. While I am assembling these, I do have some oil heating up in my pan to shallow fry these. This is such an easy dinner and we just love making these. We're just gonna lay these down, let them cook up and get nice and brown on the one side, and then flip them. You can also control how crispy you want them. Definitely let them cook longer if you prefer them super crispy. When they are done, it's important to pick them up and drain the excess oil so you don't bite into super hot burning oil. This is how they looked when they were done. We just served them with some sour cream on top, cilantro, and guacamole. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.